thank you everyone for joining. And it feels a little sense of normalcy, as if like, oh, people are delayed to join in, you know, that when they used to take that car and get somewhere and not to be only virtual, right? Yeah, thank you for joining. I'm really excited to be with you and sharing a glimpse of what I would like to contribute to this event, at least some content of my new book on conscious leadership. So what we're gonna talk about today is how to reclaim your purpose and elevate your leadership influence. I would like to hear a little bit in the chat before I start sharing my screen to see where are you with this? What is your expectations when you join this seminar today? What do you want to take away for you? Just have an idea. So if you can join the chat, give me just an idea. And if we have a technical issue, I think Lena will let me know where you are. And please, I would like you to know that we're going to do some exercises today, but feel free to interrupt me anytime. I do want it, as Lena said, to be interactive, and I would like you to take something with you today that will contribute to your leadership and to your life. So I'm going to start sharing the screen. So before I start, I would like you to take just a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm going to ask you 10 questions. I don't want you to dwell on these questions too much. There is not a true or false answer. It is for you to assess where you are right now in your life, in your business, in your career, in your health and wellness. And whatever comes to mind, just what I want you to do is to rate it as a number. The most true would be a maximum of 10. And the most false, the least true would be closer to 1. I don't believe there is a 0, but it's up to you. And then what we're gonna do at the end, we're gonna compute this number. So keep it handy to compute and to see where are you on that scale. So I'm gonna ask you the questions and just rate yourself from 1 to 10 without thinking. Have you attained success in your career or business? From 1 to 10. Are you fulfilled and happy in your life? From 1 to 10. Have you reached financial well-being on a scale from 1 to 10? 10 being the most true. Are you passionate about your work? It doesn't matter what you do, about your career, if you're a student, about your field, from 1 to 10. Do you know your emotional triggers? What I mean by this, do you know what sets you up? What makes you angry? What makes you passionate? What makes you compassionate? What makes you sad? What is it that triggered? Do you know it? If you know it for sure, rate yourself as mostly true 10 and mostly false would be 1. Do you know your purpose in life? Your mission statement? From 1 to 10. Do you have a powerful passion? A hidden talent from 1 to 10. Are you satisfied with your health and wellness? Do you have goals for your immediate future? What I mean, the next 6 months and the next 12 months? And usually, when you set goals for yourself, do you achieve them the majority of the time? From 1 to 10. So, the maximum here would be 100 and the minimum would be 0. From 0 to 100, I would like you to write in the chat if you want to share, where are you? Let me know. So, wow. I love it. Some people are at 85. Those who are at 85 could give that class. I could tell you, you're amazing. So normally, average people are between 40 and 50. And wherever we are, what is important for us is the progress that we're gonna make. And this is where our focus is. So can anyone become a leader? What we know about leadership is that a leader has an innate ability to, actually what we know about leadership is people who can influence people and enroll them into a vision. But leadership actually is an innate ability as nature organizes itself. I always like to look at the Canadian geese flying. And here near my window the other day, they were all flying. They fly into a V formation in an aerodynamic way, one on top of the other to allow the leader to lead. And when a leader is tired, then the next one takes over. So really, these Canadian geese did not study in colleges. They have this innate ability. We as human beings, as nature organizes itself, we have this ability. Now, do we always recognize it? Tell me about women, especially. Women many times are born into cultures where they're programmed into, our leadership is to serve, which is great, and great leadership is about service. But as if our mission and our leadership is programmed into us as women. And for us to find our voice and to find really our leadership, it takes really many steps and it takes a lot of work at times. Now, there is a distinction here in my talk about a leader within and being a leader of others. Not all of us are cut to be leaders of others, or do we want to be leaders of others? Maybe we don't want to take big leadership roles. But the mistake is that we often make that if we are not the leader of our organization, we think that we are not called for leadership. But actually, we are leaders. There are studies right now of followerships where we consider followers as leaders. Why? Because followers also lead people. And if you don't lead people because you're a creative artist or working solo or creating music, you still have to lead people who work with you. You have to lead your families. You have to lead yourself. And conscious leadership is really about leading yourself as well. So all of us are called to express that leadership within and take initiatives of leadership that we want to develop and express in our life. And especially women nowadays. Why? Why? Because women are called to lead the future. I said it a little bit in my introduction. The evolution of powerful and successful woman leader is happening right now. Look at the world. Look at how many ministers and prime ministers in the whole world we have as women. Now, at least at the US, in the US, we have also one, right? And even in Lebanon, I was looking the other day at how many women ministers we have. So women have started already to assume their roles, but the balance between the male and female leadership will further even out. And we will have it. And I know that we will have it. And this, maybe some countries will be a little bit more delayed than others, but we are heading that way. But we need a different leadership in the world. If we don't want to use our chair to be a floating device one day, we need a more conscious leadership in the world. We need also a more empathic leadership. We need a more compassionate leadership. We need to start talking about influence not only as numbers, but also as impact. So we need the woman to step up and start designing the world that they want their kids and their grandkids to live in. You know, our age is very critical. Our age is about the technology is exploding. We're at an age where artificial intelligence, algorithm, big data is taking over. And if we don't step up our leadership as women and we have a say, we're gonna let artificial intelligence program our kids, even the color of their eyes, how they think. And maybe that world would not be sustainable for us if we don't co-create it right now and be aware. The world wants women to step up their game and become leaders. But also there was a study at PenU that showed that we want women style to lead the leadership. We don't want only the masculine attributes. We want the woman to be forceful and assertive, but we would like women to embody their feminine attributes because these attributes are needed right now. We need them to lead from their passion, because when they lead from their passion, they create what we want. And women have to have a vision for a new world, as I said, and the new world is a win-win-win. This is the new paradigm. I win, you win, you have to find something for you, but also we want the world to win. Because if we win and our society does not win, if we produce nuclear weapons and the nuclear weapon have, of course, destroyed our port in Lebanon, did we win? So this is a very important aspect of the new paradigm. We know also that women have it in them to be emotional intelligent. The new studies have shown that you can be a great leader, but to be an extraordinary leader, you have to have this emotional EQ, we say, the emotional intelligence. And studies have shown that the most extraordinary leaders have a high EQ also. 60% of big companies in the United States now do assessment for EQ. And part of the EQ is your emotional intelligence, your emotional awareness, your vulnerability, and your empathy. And women have it naturally in them. So this is a great attribute that will help create our new world. But all this will remain a talk if our vision and mission do not align with our actions in the world. So how to elevate your leadership? It is, if you lead from your passion, the passion will be your engine that can direct your actions. It can motivate your actions. It can compel you to unleash the leader within, because so many of us have a leader within them that we did not tap into, or we tapped into, but we didn't express it fully. And we're gonna see in the next exercise how we probably have a glimpse of that. You know, Warren Buffett, he says, he wrote a book and he said, I tap dance to work every day because this is his passion, makes him motivated and motivate others. And we need absolutely to convert your vision into a mission statement. Had someone told me before that a mission statement was so important to me, I would have, trust me, probably I wasted so much time taking on, because sometimes achievers take on a lot, and I took on things that were not really aligned with my mission. So the mission statement is important. And Pablo Picasso said, the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. And as I said, your passion and your vision will stay a big, nice dream until you turn it into a venture, into a project, by executing on your plan of action. So what is the way? What is in the way of your leadership dream? And believe me, more often than not, what is in your way is your mindset, is your critical voice about yourself, is the negative thoughts about yourself that either I'm not a leader, or your beliefs about success, money, time, entrepreneurship, risk. You know, entrepreneurship is just a mindset. Leadership is a process. But entrepreneurship is a mindset. And a lot of us will shy away from opportunities because they're risk averse or they've learned not to do that. And this is programmed in your mind. It's very important for us to start recognizing what is in the way. What is in the way also is our emotion set. Your fear of failure, procrastination. I mean, recent studies have shown that procrastination is not laziness. We all thought that procrastination is laziness. And now we find out that people procrastinate because they are afraid of failure, and they don't know it. I can give you a great example. I said in a presentation that as I was graduating my MPH, I was supposed to go for an internship, either Cornell or Johns Hopkins, to do my hospital management. And I got a call from what used to be AUBMC, to recruit me as an assistant director. And at first I was scared, but of course I was young, and of course, yes. So I go there, and the director of the hospital was Munzer Kuzaili back then, and he was one of my teachers in my hospital administration class. And among the services that he gave me were ancillary services, which is like all the doctor's services. And they came to me and said, you know what, we have a big problem at the hospital. And the problem is the backlog with medical records. We don't know how to get these doctors to sign the discharge plans. Just that. So, you know, young and wanted to prove myself. And of course, a woman in a men's field, the first woman recruited in the director's office of AUH. In my infinite wisdom, I wrote a letter to all these big egos doctors, telling them that if they don't sign their discharge plans, they would not be given admitting privileges to AUH. Wow, a big faux pas, right? So the hospital director, without telling me, he retracted my note. Tell me about a failure of being, failure of doing. And I didn't know that he did that because he didn't want to offend me. But then when I knew, I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what to do. And I took it as a failure. But a few years later, the same director visited me at the American Hospital of Paris, where I was also the first expert, and I created their ambulatory services and their one-day surgery. And this same director met with my director at the American Hospital of Paris. And guess what? My director, my French director, told Munzer Kuzaili, we love working with Micheline. She's so diplomatic. So I can tell you something. That failure, if you are able to change your narrative and reframe it, it will become your best lesson. So he came to me, Munzer came to me and he said, I bet your new director doesn't know you. So what I'm telling you that we learn from our failure, and failure is bound to happen, and it's great for it to happen if you know how to reframe it. Long story short, execution is the key. If you have your mindset, you think that you're able to do it, you empower yourself, you are empowered by others, you have the emotion set to do it. If you don't have the skill set to do it, you will fail. If you don't have the strategy to do it, you will fail. And if you don't have the structure to do it, you will fail. So these are very important things. So now I want time to do a small exercise. Before I do this, I want to check here. How are we doing? Lena?
Very well, actually, Micheline. But if I may ask one quick question from the audience, because it actually goes back to the first slide you have from Dean Sibai. She asked if age was important in that first exercise that you did.
Okay.
The questions that you had. And then we have some more questions, but we can address them whenever you're ready. But this one, I think, is relative or relates to the first slide you had.
So thank you for asking this question. It's very important because I want to tell you, we did this assessment and even the exercise of passion for students at Rutgers this summer. I gave 3 workshops and I adapted it to either undergrads. Some of them were undergrads and some of them were going to the school and they were doing a entrepreneurial leadership camp in the summer. And it was hundreds and hundreds of students. And I'm very proud to say that some students have changed their field when they became in touch and connected with their passion. One group of students are graduating high school right now in New Jersey. And after the workshop, what they did, they created a huge pool of students assisting students with their homeworks because of the virtual year. This year, and they were really A+ students. So we have a pool now that the New Jersey Chamber of Commerce is interested in to put these students, to continue this pool of students, mentoring younger students. So really age is not important, but what is important is to adjust the language. Instead of saying your career, or your business, you could say your field of studies. Your health and well-being at any age. Are you fit? Do you want to lose weight? Are you healthy? And also, what is important is today. Are you happy with your life as it is today? And if you're not happy, this is not a score to say, oh, this is it. This is a score for improvement. Because at any age, progress is important. At my age, I measure myself in the progress I'm making only. So that's why assessment is important. Perfect. So Lina, it's up to you. Do you want me to answer the questions now or go on?
Well, let me go through them real quick, so in case they're relevant to the first part of your presentation. So I have a question from Heidi. I lost it here, sorry. She says, I see so much potential in my community, but I'm concerned I don't have the tools to make it happen.
Yeah, great questions. I mean, tools and skills go together. And we're going to get to this when we talk about your vision, how to find a mentor, and how to improve on your tools, definitely.
Perfect. Question from Sarah El-Wairi. She's saying, hello, very excited to be here. Never mind, she wanted to see if she can take a screenshot, but this is being recorded, so you will share it. I see a comment right before, let's see, from Rula Shwedi. Hello, excited to be here in the workshop. I am in healthcare as well, and this came at a time as well where I am actually rethinking big picture and purpose. So expectations, maybe having more of a framework to think about this, in addition to being an Arab woman, mother, wife, and a leader in my field. So,
awesome. I'm looking forward for you to take something with you today. And definitely as Arab women, we have to work harder, and we don't have everything readily available. And, I should have started by acknowledging what Lebanon and Lebanese women in Lebanon and outside Lebanon are going through. Trust me, since August, all the Lebanese roots have been revived, and all of us here on this workshop, I can't thank some people enough. I think we have Manal Sab, who has been diligently sending medications to Lebanon and to all the hospitals, and with the medical relief and everything. So as women, I hope you will find the access to these tools and be able to create the impact that we're talking about.
Absolutely. And actually, to reiterate that, Micheline, the comment from Pauline Khoury, she says, our rating to the questions is very much linked to the current situation in Lebanon. In other circumstances, we would have answered differently, which goes back to this comment you just made. So that's all I have for now. So if you would like to proceed. Thank you.
So, okay, take a pen and a paper. I'm not going to share my screen so you don't jump into, answering the next question. And we're going to do the same thing. We want to uncover a passion of yours. Look, purpose is a big term. And sometimes our passions, little passions, and the things that we've done in our career, if we look back at our career, we look that there was some stream going through all these passions, all the little jobs that you've taken in your life, that you would say, wow, this has been my purpose all along and I didn't know it. So purpose is a big term. And that's why I like to focus on your inner talent, one of your passions, and it's fine because that's what you want right now. So I'm going to ask you to take a paper and a pen and answer the question also to yourself, you and yourself, and whatever comes to mind. Don't dwell a lot on the question, just whatever comes to mind, just write it down. What is the thing you love doing since you were young and still enjoy doing? And if you're young now and enjoy doing it, just write it down. We are all young women, right? So what could you spend hours doing without noticing the time? What is the thing that you are great at that comes so easily to you? You don't even know why it comes to you. It comes like effortlessly. What is the thing that you are unique at and do better than anybody else? You never know why, but you say, wow, it's so easy. It comes to me. I know how to do it. What would you create in your life right now if you had a magic wand? And this is for you, Lebanese in Lebanon, Lebanese woman in Lebanon, or Lebanese men in Lebanon. If you had a magic wand, you did not have to worry about anything. What would you create for you and for your life right now? What is your dream job? And which area of your life you think that you are a leader, an innate leader? So you may have many passions, and this is fine. And this is important for you to note that whatever we're doing right now, we're doing it at this point in time. Your passions will change with time because you will develop new skills and you will become passionate about something else. Your mission statements will change in life because you may have different missions and different intentions to create what you want. What does not change in your life is your purpose. And that's why we're not gonna, maybe your passion is within your purpose. Maybe you're gonna find it now. Maybe you're not gonna find it until, very much later in life. But your passion will lead you there. So let me know as a show of hand, and Lina, could you direct me, how many of our beautiful participants today have touched an area in their life that they are passionate about?
I think if you have your videos on, you can maybe raise your hand. If you don't, you can use the reactions button at the end and exactly raise your hand that way.
Oh, wow, awesome. 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 That's great. Any question on this before we move to creating our intention and mission statement?
I don't have any questions in the chat box.
Okay, awesome. So when you find that passion, it's very important to create an intention with it. That intention will become your vision for yourself. It's like, you know, I'm here right now in Miami, and if I want to go to Boca Raton, Florida, I don't know which highway I will take. I start driving my car, I may end up anywhere. So it's like putting the destination in your GPS when you set an intention for yourself. Studies have shown that if your intention is in the present, your mind actually, remember we talked a little bit about the mindset? Your mind would not know the difference between the present and the past. So that's why I'd like you to set an intention for yourself in the present as if it's happening right now. Example, I am a leader in the field that you've discovered you have a passion in right now. So take just a moment. Just take a moment to write that answer for yourself. And the reason why I like to start with I am a leader, because this workshop is about leadership. I've had, graduate students. I have students who created games for children that are educational, and they said, I am a leader in educational games. We've had experiences in different fields, and it doesn't matter. You could love art and you could say, I'm a leader in art, or I'm a leader in philanthropy, or I'm a leader in recruitment. Whatever you found your passion, I'd like you to write an intention for yourself. And now I'd like you to visualize a little bit your life. What will be different in your life if your intention is fulfilled? How would you be in the world? How would your friends relate to you? How would your family relate to you? How would you be walking, dressing up? What would be different? I like you to visualize yourself as if your intention has already materialized in the present time. And that intention will become your vision for yourself. So I would like also a show of hand, Lina, if we can help to see how many of you here have created an intention right now. Awesome. Do we have any question?
We don't have a question. We have one comment. I'll say it real quick from Rana. She says, I highly recommend whoever is interested to take the Clifton Strength, because that will tell you about your top 5 core strengths and your strengths DNA, and you then use that to define your purpose. So I guess if you want to touch on that, Micheline, as well, maybe.
Yes, you have many assessments. As I said, Goldman has really demystified emotional intelligence, and we do have, like I counted them the other day, we have maybe more than 100 tests of emotional intelligence and also purpose. So if you've taken this assessment and you recommend it, go for it. Any other questions?
That's it for now.
Okay. So now we're gonna proceed to writing your personal mission statement. And as I said in the beginning, it is so important. I didn't know that that was important. It defines who you are as a person, and it includes the vision, that your intention that we just created, that vision, and your passion. So it explains your goal in life and what you are up to and who you are planning to be. Now, I must say that your mission statement can change throughout your life. You may discover, as I said, different passions, and that's fine. that's awesome, because no matter what you're passionate about and your mission statement is, if you're passionate about something, you're going to succeed in it, and it's going to lead you to your purpose. Like, for example, Richard Branson, the founder of the Virgin Group, his mission in life was to have fun in my journey through life and learn from my mistakes and look at what he creates in the world. Whatever he creates, he likes to have fun with it, and that's fine. Your mission could be to be you're a housewife, and that's fine, as long as you can be the leader that you intend to be. That's fine. Whatever mission statement you create is good and great for you. So I'm going to give you a moment to write your mission statement, and please ask me questions. I'd like someone to share their mission statement if they can. That would be awesome. Opening the chat here. If you have any question about your mission statement, please don't hesitate.
I think we could maybe use Rana's comment here or question. She says, I am a dentist in Los Angeles. I have always been interested in wellness. Last year, I started a fellowship in integrative medicine at the Andrew Weil Center. I need to shift my mindset from being the best number 2 anyone can have to being a true leader.
Wow.
That's a good mission.
Wow. Number 1. So Rana, number 1. So let's streamline it a little bit, because your mission statement, you can put it everywhere. It could be concise, clear. The clearer you are, the more effective you're going to be in creating it and manifesting your dream. So if we want to take Rana as an example, Rana, your mission statement is to become the number 1 dentist in integrative dentist. Where do you want to be? In LA, in San Francisco? Where?
Shall I unmute?
Yeah.
So it would be, hi, how are you? Thank you. This is amazing. So no, I need to be, it's not a commonplace for dentists to be in integrative medicine. So I need to be an educator in LA and to the Arab world and all over. Like, my mission needs to be bigger than my local space.
So you really want to be an integrative dentist in the world? Or
yes.
Is it in the Arab world? Which?
So, okay. So this was a comment before the mission statement. I think my mission statement is to educate, empower, and heal. That's my mission statement, but it has to be like a big role that I have to grow into. Mm-hmm. So that's my struggle.
Yes, I love what you just said, because the purpose could be general and it's fine, but the mission statement, I like you to be precise with your mission statement. And look, although this was an example of mission statement of Richard Branson, it was general. And he could afford to become as general as he wants, because as he achieved his missions and his mission statements and his passions, he's now into his purpose. Like, his purpose now is very close to his mission statement. But here, going from our passion and our intention and our vision, it's very good to take step by step, because when you break it down into smaller steps and you achieve them, you're going to feel so good about yourself, and you're going to go for another mission statement and another mission statement in a couple of years, and that's fine. So your purpose right now is to zoom in, really be clear on what you want to achieve in the next 6 and 12 months. So your mission right now is to be number 1 in integrative dentistry. And I would suggest for you to focus on a region to start, and then you can increase it with time. Because I really, it's what the importance of the mission statement is that the mission statement also informs us, directs our actions. So when you have a request, someone is requesting from you to open a dental office that is not integrative at all, with a group of dentists who do not believe in integrative medicine, yet it will bring really a lot of clientele to you. Instead of saying yes, you could immediately say no, because you know that you're going to spend your time and effort on things that you don't love doing. So that's why this is a perfect example. Thank you, Rana, for rendering it more precise to our group today. So that's why it's important. So that's my suggestion. Anyone else would want to share his mission statement?
I have a note from Joelle here that could be maybe a general for people looking for deeper purposes of what they're looking for. So she says, I love what I do and I find it very fulfilling. She's a realtor and she helps clients find homes they love, yet she would love to find a deeper purpose. So maybe this can help everyone who love what they're doing right now, but maybe how can they focus more on finding a deeper purpose for them?
Hi, Joelle. Nice to see you with the group. Yes, that's a very, very nice question, actually. So let's say you love what you're doing and you're passionate about it, yet in what you're doing, you did not find the deeper meaning. So could you find the deeper meaning right now in what you do? And what I mean by deeper meaning, it's always, the deeper meaning is always a positive meaning that contributes to the life of others. It's always. They've done studies on everyone who wants to progress and have a deeper meaning and a deeper purpose in life. They want to be in service. They want to contribute to the life of others. So I'm wondering if in finding these beautiful homes to the people you love, and thank you for that, if you can find a deeper meaning to that, would that be about contributing to their happiness, to their ease in life? Would that be it? So it's very important to see here, we're translating from being passionate and your passion that we focused on the bigger meaning of the purpose in life. So Joelle, if you go back to your life and you see what other ventures you have been associated with, and what was your great success? Is it networking with people, putting people together? Is it making people happy? So in that, you can find a deeper meaning, and definitely you can zoom in to that deeper meaning. I can give you an example about me. My mission in life, which also coincides with my purpose, and I found it like recently, is to contribute to people's life and add value to whatever they're doing. So now on my board of trustees, whatever I do, I add value. In my workshop, in my family, wherever I go, I meet people that I don't know. But my mission statement is to add value, to contribute. So I always have it in the back of my mind. I don't have in the back of my mind, how can I take from you? What I have back in my mind, how can I contribute and add value to your life? Because by adding value to your life, I'm adding value to mine. The satisfaction that I'm getting by contributing is great. So I would advise you to go that route, Joelle.
Micheline, I have a question. You know, there's the famous saying, if you can't have what you love, love what you have. So for you know, women or even men who are on a career path, not passionate maybe about what they're doing, but they find themselves doing it. Do you really recommend that maybe they learn to love what they're doing, or maybe keep doing it because they have to do, and then search for a passion somewhere else?
What a great
maybe
question.
NGOs, maybe, you know, something that fulfill their heart more than career path.
It's a great question, Lena. Actually, I get it all the time. You know, sometimes we don't have the means to do what we love. And definitely loving what you do is a big way, because whatever you're doing and you start loving it, people are going to notice you and they're going to open doors in your passion. It's important that you have your passion and your mission statements. If you're not doing what you love to do, but you have to do what you have to do because you have to earn a living, what I suggest to people is to take even 10 minutes from their daily life and do something in what they love doing. And I can give you an example of, I had a great, like someone who's passionate about music, yet he works in management and he can't afford to leave management to go and be a musician. So what I suggested to him was 10 minutes, then the 10 minutes will become 15 and the 15 will become 20. And then going back to what you said, Lina, that is very important. Love what you do. Whatever you do, you have to love what you do. Even if you're a janitor, like cleaning houses, love what you do, because people are gonna notice what you're doing with love and they're gonna open doors, and initiatives are gonna knock at your doors. Louis Pasteur said, if you do not know your, he didn't say it that way. I'm, explaining what it is. Once you're clear on what you want, then the doors open for you. Let's say you want to buy a Mercedes. You want to buy a red car. All of a sudden, you start noticing on the street all the red cars. Before that, you don't notice them. So the opportunities will knock at your door if you start giving yourself a chance to practice what you love as well. So don't forget that. Some people want to write. They want to become writers and they can't because they have so many jobs. But what I advise you to do, write every day, 10 minutes, even 10 minutes. And that will open the door for you. Thanks, Lina.
Perfect. Thank you, Micheline. Thank you. We have a couple of comments. I'll read them real quick from Pauline. Pauline Khouri, my mission statement is to achieve a smooth transition to my new life in the United States and be back on my feet as quick as possible. Best of luck, Pauline. We all been there. We all came from Lebanon and had to stand on our feet very quickly. So we totally understand what you're going through and we wish you the best. From my colleague, Angela, I love community building and bringing together people with very opposite characters and opinions to work together. That's a tough one, Angela. Maybe one day in municipalities in Lebanon. So hopefully we'll look forward to that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's all I have, Micheline.
Okay, so Pauline, this is a short-term goal that goes back to the assessment. So this is your intention right now. Just know that once you're established and you're happy in the United States, good luck to you. Please go back to your mission statement and create a mission for you as well. That makes you alive, that makes you excited, that makes you fulfilled, that makes you wake up in the morning and love waking up to life. And good luck. So now, could we move to the next? I'm gonna move you to the next slide. And there was a question earlier, I don't remember who asked it, about how do we act? How do we access tools? Like, yeah, we're talking about this. This is beautiful. We have a vision, we have a mission, we have an intention. We have touched our passion. How do we create our vision? How do we act on our vision? What every accomplished person would tell you, that they have had a great mentor. And I cannot impress enough on people who want to create their vision to find a mentor in the field that they love. If today you created a mission statement for you, after we hang up, just Google, find the mentor you want. If he or she is not accessible to you, go on YouTube, listen to them, follow them on Facebook, see what they're doing, and probably you get, maybe you can't get that person. You're not gonna get Oprah Winfrey, but you can get people who work with Oprah Winfrey who are also as good and accomplished as her. But get a mentor, find a mentor. Identify also people who can support you, and that would become your mastermind team. Actually, when I was at AUB and I was like studying and I was 17, I read that book, Grow Rich, what is it called, from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And in that book, he recommends to create a mastermind group. And this has been so important and all pivotal moments of success in my life. All of them, I could trace them back to creating a group of people who are powerful and who acted as my mastermind group. And you can enroll the people in your idea and project and the team. They could be just your consultants. They could be friends that you could go back to. You could ask them questions. You can test your mission or your vision with them. And you can enroll them. Actually, if you succeed in enrolling them, what I mean by enrolling them is for them to find a meaning, a vision for themselves in what you're doing, and also to be enrolled in your project in life. So enroll them in that and test your idea with your team, your idea, your project, whatever your dream is, your goal, and create an action plan, which in the business school we call business plan, with your team. And you know what? Your mastermind group may be your board at one point. If you're creating a company, a project, a venture, it doesn't matter. Philanthropy, not philanthropy, for profit, not for profit. You will need your mastermind group, and this group, not all of them, but some of them could act as your board directors or your board advisors. How to execute your action plan. Now that you have your mission statement, you're clearer on your passion, maybe on your purpose. Some of you have already started going there, that want a bigger meaning, a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose in what they do. You have to enroll the talents in your business. You have to get the best. You know, in the past, they used to be threatened if they hire someone who's more intelligent or more skilled than them. Today, we find that if you surround yourself with people that are more intelligent than you, are more skilled than you, you will be on route to success. And it's very important. I think your business, your venture, your idea, your goal is as strong as your weakest link. So really align, enroll the talents and align your vision and align your talents also vision into your vision is very important. It's very important to enroll them, to make them excited about your vision. Turn your action plan into a structure of success. And here you have to have goals. Now, from the mission statements, like I believe Pauline, if you have a bigger mission statement, your immediate goal could be to get established in the United States, to find a job in the United States that speaks to you, that is aligned with your mission statements or your passion. And with the goals, you have to have timelines, because timelines would help you measure. How do we know if we succeeded or we didn't succeed? Is with time. You enroll them, and then you create a system of accountabilities. For every action, there's someone who is the owner of that action, who is accountable for that action. And what is also more important is to get the feedback on your action and to be realigned. If the feedback is not good, realign. Be flexible, be able to realign what you're intending to do. Now, I had a question about the tools, and really, you have to upgrade your skill sets and turn your genius into expert. What we try to find today is your inner genius, your inner talent. But if your inner talent needs to be skilled, then we need to make it an expert in order to succeed and create the life we want. We need to develop those capabilities, this expertise, this knowledge, the innovation, to be relevant, to be able to do what we're set to do, and create, and I can't emphasize this more, a social, meaningful impact. And I talked a little bit about your role as women to create that impact, the win-win-win, the triple win. In my new book on conscious leadership, I even created a measure of impact as a win-win-win. This is a measure of your influence. I hope that society will start noticing that it's not only your followers on social media that are you're influencing, but also what you're doing, what you're creating, what you're delivering to the world in terms of win-win-win. So any question here?
Let's see. We have, yes, one from Rula, but I just want to be mindful of the time, Micheline. So do you want to wait until, how much longer do you think we have?
So this is, I think, my last slide to go over what we've done so far. We've uncovered our passion. I hope that you did. Create an intention. We need to commit to our intention because it's very important. To develop our personal mission statement and how to act on our vision and execute our action plan. And I would end by saying that in every one of us, there is a powerful driving force inside every human being. Once this is unleashed, it makes any vision, any dream, any desire a reality. And this is a quote from Tony Robbins. If someone doesn't know him, he's the one also who unleashed the leadership within, and he contributes to the life of so many people. So with this, I think we can open it to questions, and I am gonna change here.
Thank you, Micheline. This was definitely amazing presentation. I have a comment from Dean Sibai. She says, at each step of my career, there were small missions and plans of action, and somehow all were assembled like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, fitting together. All through there was a passion. It's very nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. You said it so well, Dean Sibai. It's beautiful.
From Rula Shwedi, general purpose is working with young children from underserved areas, immigrants, refugees, and different cultures to help with their development and reaching their potential. My way of giving back, being from Beirut and not being able to be there now. How can you keep a good work-life balance, especially if you have a passion in what you do?
Yes, our struggle, all of us, right? Especially women who have families and want it all. My dear, we have to learn how to delegate. And this is very important. We have to know how to empower people around us. We have to know how to empower our husband, kids, to take on also a lot of things. And we have to find the talent that you can surround yourself with who could help you achieve what you want to achieve. Knowing we can't do it all. And the beauty of being a compassionate, empathic leader and an emotionally intelligent leader is also to appeal to others and help them in see the vision for themselves. I am sure that there are so many Lebanese around you who want to do the same, who want to be empowered into helping you in that area, because some people have the same passion that you have. Find them, find a way to find them, whether it's social media, whether it's your groups, find them and work together. The beauty of working together is that you're not alone. And I hear this from so many Lebanese. They're all over, they're all devastated with what happened to Lebanon and what's still not going the way, you know, the Lebanese, whether inside Lebanon or outside Lebanon, wanted to go. The other day, and I don't know if Manal is still with us today, I want to quote her because, yeah, I am a motivational speaker, but I could become also pessimistic at times. I'm an optimist by nature, but I was so pessimistic, and I said, I don't know. Sometimes I can't see the light. And what she told me, you know, I do the same because she's also involved in philanthropy and helping the Lebanese in Lebanon. And she said, sometimes I see just a point of light somewhere. And what I think that through this point of light, there is an explosion, like a miracle that is going to happen and change and transform. And I was like, wow, this is what I needed to hear. So through other people, don't do it by yourself. Lena and I, we used to brainstorm and say we want to do like a huge big workshop for the Lebanese community all over the world, and then help them create a passion for themselves in Lebanon even. So there are people thinking the way you're thinking, and just keep it up, connect with them, and create that beautiful community you're aspiring for.
Very well said, Micheline. Thank you. You're having, I'll definitely save the chat and then share it with you, but there's a lot of thank yous from many for your inspiration and for you achieving your mission by actually inspiring all of us from Diane. So I like that and helping us. There's a follow-up from Pauline. What is unfortunate is that the recruitment process does not capture the passion and the emotional intelligence that you spoke of.
So what I said is, like, the recent studies have shown that 60% of big companies in the US are using the EQ. Of course, smaller companies are not, and depending where you are in the world, they're not. And you're right, it is unfortunate, but it's gonna change. Listen, it's gonna change. And we're changing it. Why? Because when people are not happy with the way leadership is going in the world, and it's not sustainable. We need to change it, and the way to change it is to step up our game. And women's characteristics are definitely predestined. You know, women feel easily. Like sometimes we annoy our men because we feel, right? Not because they don't feel, they feel, but the culture that we're programmed into make us be more vulnerable and express our feelings. And the culture that a lot of men were born into does not allow them sometimes to be vulnerable, which I feel for them as well. You know, as Queen Noor said, we won't work in silos. We have to work in partnership, and all of us be able to express that leader within, and all of us have our share at the table. We're not, Queen Noor said, we're not a category to manage, but we're part of it. And look at the societies that are struggling. They did not, you know, empower their women. And she said it herself, you know. So societies that will empower their women and recruit, use, you know, those indices to recruit their women are gonna be the advanced countries in the world.
Lovely, Micheline. If women can lead the world or rule the world one day, sorry, you're the only one I can see there.
Yes.
Oh,
why not, Lena?
Why not?
Last man standing.
Absolutely. But on that thought, Micheline, I want to take, maybe if anybody has one last question or a couple more questions, but I wanted to just bring one thing that we see mainly, for example, here in the US, you know, with affirmative action and having to include women in everything, as if, you know, we have to give 24% of this for women, or we have to have that many women on this. And I mean, me, myself, even as a woman, I feel that sometimes this is not right, because after all, we don't want to have a position just because we're women. We want to have that position because we do qualify to be in that position. So I think this is important, and we see this a lot, you know, in companies and in nonprofit organizations, or even in universities, or, you know, here in the US, if I may speak about that. That really they focus that we have to reach this quota. We need more women, or you know, in the workforce, I don't have enough women as managers. So I think we need to differentiate that women need to be chosen because they do qualify for this role, not just because we're women. So
yes, I'm optimistic about that, because, you know, it has to start somewhere, and I'm glad that they structured it where they're recruiting women and they're making an effort. And we see it like sometimes on board, because they use not to take or to recruit a lot of women on boards. Women have not yet developed, not like we're generalizing here, of course, the skills. But by, you know, taking on roles like this, they're going to develop the skills, and they're going to empower other people. And also by being in a group of highly achievers, they're going to up their game, they're going to up their skills. So I'm not opposed to that, because at one point they have to take actions. But yes, Lena, what you're saying is very true. We have also to step up our game. We have to really express our leadership. And as I said it in the beginning, leadership is an innate faculty that we have in nature. It's just because it's stifled and people think that they don't have leadership. Like I know so many people who say, no, I don't want to be leading this because I don't think I will be a good leader. How do you know? You know? Exactly. So take a chance, do it.
Exactly. Wonderful. Any more questions for Micheline or comments? Beside all the thumbs up and the wonderful job you're doing, Micheline, or you did, how inspirational this has been. Clapping of hands, thumbs up. This was really lovely.
Thank you very much.
I'm delighted that Ahmad has joined us from overseas. Thank you, Ahmad, and my colleague Angela and Bridget, who are here. Ahmad, any thoughts to leave us with?
Oh, thank you so much again. You know, this has been overall, I mean, the entire event has been quite informative. And again, I thank Micheline for her time and sharing with us her experiences and her thoughts, and also, you know, for the matching gift. So thank you so much. It's been great.
Yes, absolutely.
It's really my pleasure, and more than my pleasure. As I said, it's emotional for me as well to return to AUB, what AUB has given me. Also, I realized that a lot of maybe Lebanese and Lebanon are on this call. And if you want my book, because I don't know if you can order from Amazon or not, I would send you this. Just tell Lena that was my first book, and my new book will be out in a couple of months. But Lena, I could send them to AUB and you distribute them from me if they want it and they can't access it. Even if they want me to sign these books for them, let them have them provide their name, and I would be happy to order it from my publisher and send it to them. If you want to communicate with me, I think I'm going to give you the easy email address that everyone will be able to remember, micheline.nader@gmail.com. If you have questions, you need help, you need a mentor, don't hesitate. It would be my pleasure. It was my real pleasure to be part of this great event today. And thank you, Lena, Angela, and Ahmad, and everyone who organized this event.